and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. And who was that job given to? It was given to us the prophets, us the teachers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It was given to us. We're them same prophets that were back there that's called once again to do this work. Or maybe them guys don't believe that. So if we were called back then and we're given the name of the Father and the Son, you better believe in this time we're going to be called and given the name of the Father and the Son. That just makes complete sense.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us his truth and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and mercy be unto the hopeful elect. We are those prophets that are back again, as you heard in the video from Apostle Gabar, which this was a response to Nathaniel from IUIC, which is basically causing confusion. You know, it's basically causing confusion. And the title of the videos is "This Dude is Sowing Confusion Concerning the True Names of the Father and the Son." And we know that over at IUIC, they're not into the names of the Father and of the Son. You know, Nate, at one point of time, he taught the true names, but then he denounced the names. And the Apostle Gabar in this video was making the point that we have those true names, man. And if we're the true prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this point that you just heard, and the Most High Heavenly Father dealt with us on that level to give us his name and his son's name back then if we be those prophets and we're back again, we're going to have the names. All right, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai isn't going to have us go and teach his message and tell the world who he is, but not tell them his name. We're not going to have the testimony of Yahushai, but not have Yahushai's name within that very same testimony that we are given to testify of Yahushai, which to testify Yahushai, that's what? That's the spirit of prophecy. All right, so we're not going to be the prophets prophesying, but not prophesying in the names of the Most High Heavenly Father and his Son. All right, that doesn't make any sense. But what does make sense is that the Most High Heavenly Father will give us his names again. How in the hell will the name of Yahweh be glorified again in the earth if we never prophesied within his name to tell the world that, hey, it's Yahweh that's doing these things that are within the earth that are happening that people consider to be terrible? All right. So I have a few scriptures, all right, to bring out. And matter of fact, I'll start at this one right here. This is going to be the book of Ezekiel. All right, the 36th chapter in verse 21. All right, because at some point of time, we had the name of Yahweh, but we blasphemed his name. We profaned his name amongst the heathen, whither we were scattered. And we did things that were considered abominable, his name being attached to us. So what he has to do at this point, appointed time, is he has to clean his name up. He has to glorify it and make his name great again, because his name was made great throughout the earth when he took us from the Egyptian captivity. And when he brought that nation down and he plagued that nation, he made his name so great and so glorious. He glorified his name. So he's going to have to glorify his name again. And he's going to do that through bringing down America in the nations that are in a position of rulership at the moment. So this is Ezekiel 36 and 21. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Therefore saying to the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye profaned amongst the heathen, whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So when is Yahweh going to be sanctified in us before their eyes? When he judges his world and when he delivers us. And going by what Bishop Nate said, that according to Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, verse 9, we're not going to get the true Hebrew back until we get into the kingdom of heaven. So therefore, that's when we'll get the name of the Most High Heavenly Father. You telling me that the heathen is going to get and know the name of Yahweh before we do? That doesn't make any sense. So when Yahweh delivers the elect and when he judges this world, that's when his name is going to be glorified. That's when his name is going to be sanctified and set apart. That's when his name is going to be praised. All right. And the fame of him is going to go throughout the whole earth. Just like he did when he brought us out of Egypt. A quick scripture on that, Psalms 106, and I believe that's verse 8. It says, nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. So for his name's sake, he saved the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And he made his name known through showing what? His mighty power. All right, his mighty power was attached, or that glory or that fame was attached to his name. The word therefore for known, the word there is Yadah. But there's another scripture, and within this scripture, the word known means to be well known. And that's Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, verse 9, which reads, it says, but I wrought for my name's sake that for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt. So he made himself known unto us. All right. When he plagued Egypt, when he brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And that's the same thing that he's doing now in cleaning up his name. Now, what he did was he gave his name unto Moses and Aaron. And he sent them to say that those acts and those works that were being done in the land of Egypt was being done by who? By Yahweh. That Yahweh was doing those things. And guess what? During this time, he raised up prophets for the same reason. All right, men are in the same position as Moses and Aaron, and they are prophesying against the rich elite, which are who? They're the modern day pharaohs. All right. And for the cause of glorifying the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this is the reason that they were raised up. All right. The rich elite banking families, the reason that they're raising up so that Yahweh can make his name known and bringing them down. Hey, the book of Romans, all right, the 9th chapter, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai set up the rich elite banking families to rule over the world, so that when he bring them down, them ruling over the world in unrighteousness and wickedness, when he bring them down, and he bring judgment upon them and snatch them out of power, out of that rulership, that ruler seat, his name will be made known when he judged them and when he judged the wicked of this world. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is magnifying his name. He's glorifying his name, and not only his name, but his son's name. And he has prophets that are set up to speak in his name and in his son's name. All right. And these are the same prophets that were of old. When you go into the book of Sirach, all right, the 36th chapter. This is Sirach 36 and verse 15, which let me start at 14, which reads, fill Zion with thine unspeakable oracle, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is raising up prophets that have been in his name. And you're telling me that if he's raising up the prophets that have been in his name, that he's not going to give his name unto them? All right, these prophets or the men that are speaking and doing these edifying lessons, these are the prophets that have been of old. And guess what? Yahweh is giving them his name. He has given them his name, and they are declaring his name. The book of 2nd Ezra 1-36, they have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness, and though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say. And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that come from the east, unto whom I give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea, Amos, Micah, Joel, Obadiah, and Jonah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called the angel of Yahweh. Now, I read the scripture in the previous lesson, and the scripture proves what? The scripture proves that the prophets of old are back. They are back. And what are they doing? They're prophesying in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The book of Revelation, the 10th chapter, is another scripture that proves to you that the prophets are back again. It's Revelations 10 and 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, this little book representing the scriptures. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people and nations and tongues and kings. All right. Going over to the book of Daniel, because it mentions the same thing in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, verse 13. But go thou thy way till the end be. And guess what? We are in the end, right? For thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days. Now, one thing concerning the prophets, right? Whenever a prophet went to speaking to the people, they say what? Thus saith the Lord. And what is the Lord's name? Or what is supposed to be there in exchange for the word Lord? Because we know that that's not his name. The name, what's supposed to be there is the name of Yahweh. So the prophets were saying, thus saith Yahweh. When they would go and warn the people, they would say the words of Yahweh. All right. Yahweh being our power. And the scripture that proves that is the book of James. All right. The 5th chapter and the 10th verse, which reads, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of Yahweh for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. And why would they speak in the name of Yahweh? So that when the things that Yahweh said will come to pass, his name will be glorified. So in these times, when the things that the prophets have spoken come to pass, Yahweh's name will be glorified. And Yahweh said this in the book of St. John, the 12th chapter and the 28th verse. All right, because Yahweh said this, Yahweh Shai said this unto the Father. He said, Father, glorify thy name. Then the scripture says, then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. So Yahweh have glorified his name already, but he's going to glorify it again. And how is he going to do that? He's going to do that by making all of the things which he have said aforetime and are being spoken by the prophets. He's going to make those things come to pass. And when they come to pass, it's going to be known that Yahweh did these things in the earth. All right. It's going to be known that our power, who is in heaven, whose name is Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, have wrought these things in the earth. All right. So the name of Yahweh, all right, and the name of Yahweh Shai has been given unto the prophets. Those names are in the mouth of the prophets. If they were in the mouth of the prophets of old, it only makes sense that the prophets being raised back up are going to continue speaking in those names. They're going to continue to speak in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I just want to check and see something real fast. Baba Kashab, bear with me. So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson out there. I hope that it was edifying. Until the next time, Shalom.